さて、いっぱい湧いてるんだよね。ここすごいね。後編、芍薬の誓い。これあれか。テオのやつだね。テオとエルのやつだね。これも、あ、これ、ウェイドか。ウェイドからやろうかな。燎原の騎士たち後編。その後どうなったのか気になる。全部前後編ものだったな。マーサさんだ。マーサどうした？
Clive. Just a man I was hoping to see.
やっぱウェイドたちの話か。
Why is that?
You remember how some of Sir Wade's guardians took up residence here after the Akashic attacked? Well, now the rest have come to join.
いや、そうなんだよな。エーテルだまりに沈んでたんだよ、この間見に行ったら。衝撃だったわ。
Now, I don't mind having a few more brave boys around to keep them animals at bay. I ain't daft after all. But we ain't got nowhere for them to bed down. Poor buggers are having to make do with haylofts and chocobo pens.
なるほどね。
I'd build them a new barracks here if I could. But where would I put them? There just isn't enough room up here on the rock.
あ、もしかしてあれかな。バナードの村を再建するみたいな感じ？
I see.
And it isn't just that lot. There's bears to think about too. There's been more and more of them turning up lately, coming from all over looking for safe haven. But there's only so many we can shelter with the room we've got.
そういうことね。
We can't keep cramming more and more people into less and less space. What we need is a new home for our new arrivals. And that's what I was hoping you might help me with. If it ain't too much of a burden, of course.
もちろん喜んで。なんて読むんだろうこれ。燎原の騎士たち。これも前編だ。後編があるぞ。
It's no burden.
Thank you, Clive.
So, where were you thinking of making this?
バーナードの村だったらあれだよね。バーナードも喜んで。あ、違った。イーストプール。なるほどね。
East Pool.
確かにイーストプールならちゃんと家も残ってるしなまだ。
And if any of us could have done anything to stop it, we would have.
そうだね。
But what's done is done. And those who lived there wouldn't have wanted the village they loved to be left
い
in
や、きっと
ruins.
喜ぶよ、ハンナさんも。
I suppose you're right.
The blight might be pressing in, but I reckon it's got a good few years left in it yet. There's just one problem.
問
A
題。
band of cutthroats have made it their den.
あ、
And
そう
they
な
don't
ん
seem
だ。
like they'll be moving on in a hurry. Nasty bastards they are too. I've lost some good men to their raids. Would have sent someone to clear them out sooner if my boys didn't
そういう
already
こ
have
と
their
ね。
hands full
クライブ
fending off
に
the Akashic. But now
一
we've
丁
got a few
野
more
党退治を
guardians
頼む
of
よ
the
ってこ
flame
と
to
ね。
call on. I reckon it's time we made our move. What do you say?
いいよ、喜んで。
Fancy leading a
イー
raiding
ストプー
party?
ルは何とかしたかったけど何とかできなかった町だからな。
East Pool was once home to people I loved.
そうだよね。
I won't have bandits sully those memories. I'll gladly drive them out of there.
And I know the men will gladly follow you. I've already shared a few thoughts with Sir Wade about how we might be able to win the place back. And I dare say he's got some ideas of his own too.
OK。
Why don't you go and talk to him?
Of course.
ウェイドと行けるのか。暑いですね。ジョシュアとウェイド久しぶりに会うんじゃないか。あんまり面識ないか。プライブの音もしてくれてただけだからな。
Back to Eastpool, then.
Not just yet. Let's hear Wade's plan first.
ウェイドイーストプール行くぞ。
So Wade, it's good to see you well.
And you, Lord Rossfield. And you.
I spoke with Martha. She tells me you have plans to free Eastpool and make it your own.
That's right, though it was mostly her idea. I rather fear my men have been treading on her toes somewhat since joining us, not to mention each other's.
結構移民も流
And
れ
then
てき
there
て
are
る
the
って言ってた
bearers,
もんね。
men
こ
and
こ
women who found the courage to flee their masters and sought refuge here. We need somewhere to settle them, and I can think of worse places than Eastpool.
As can I. Which is why I agreed to help you win it back.
That's very kind of you. I'd be most grateful if you would. With you beside us, we shall soon send that rabble of rogues running for the hills.
So, what can you tell me?
That thankfully there aren't too many of them. Fewer than a dozen at our last count. And rather less, thankfully, the road that leads there will
ア
more
カシ
than
アも
likely
いる
still
の
be
か。
crawling with
結構確か
Akashic.
にそうなるときつ
A
いです
small
ね。
force would suffice to clear the village. But if the Akashic were to follow them in, that force could end up trapped between a rock and a very hard place.
野党もよくそんなとこ住んでるな。
I'll head into Eastpool and deal with the bandits. You and the Guardians can stay outside the village and fend off any Akashic who come too close.
逆の方がいいんじゃないか。野党の方がなんか弱いような気がするが、どうなんだろう。
The Akashic are the bigger risk.
いや、それは全然大丈夫だよ。だってジルとジョシュアも一緒にいるから今。
If you're sure, I shall summon my men at once.
野党が100人来ても多分大丈夫だよ。
No need, my lord. You go on ahead. We'll be with you before long.
All right. I'll meet you at Eastpool then.
We shall see you there.
ああ、いい
And
な。
may
も
victory
う
await
こ
our
の
coming.
この不死鳥ポーズしてくれるとなんかすごい嬉しい気持ちになるな。同郷って感じがしますね。さてじゃあイーストプール。わあ、なんか曲が重い曲になってるな。確かに中央にいるのかな。あ、いる。ちょっと待って、今何やってる。ラムくらえ、ジャスティス、フリー打ちジャスティス、とりゃからのインパルスからのウィクスからのライトニングロッドキアル、誰だこいつだ。ガウジケアル許さん。おらあと2人。ファイルドライブ。あ、できなかった。
That's the end of that then.
あ、意外と早かったな。うわ、なんじゃプリン。
Maybe not.
アカシックプリンか。ダブルジェラー
What's
ト。
that thing doing here? Doesn't matter.
やばい。
Those two.
ミックスインパルスからのこれライトニングロッド置いとこうか。よしガルーダ引きずれガルジナイステイクダウンゲットルダウンファイルドライブインパルスウィックスガルダ引っ張れガウジいいよウィル削れるの早いよからのレイジングピストライトニングロッドも置いちゃおうでインパルスナイステイクダウンガウジアイルドライブからのインパルスあとちょっとナイスよしこれで住みよい村になったかな。
Any more surprises? I'll take that as a no.
Bravo.
お、ウェイド来た。大丈夫だった？
Magnificent display, my lord.
You were watching. I thought you were keeping an eye out for Akashic.
We were. Put down more than a few on the
お
road,
ー、さすが。
then arrived just in time to
で
see
も
you
アカシ
slay
ア倒
that.
せるようになってるのすごすぎないか、ウェイドたち。
Let's hope it was the last of its kind. Though I expect you and the Guardians will be up to the challenge should another appear.
I would hope so, my lord.
Your men will be bringing the bearers who'll be living here, I assume.
確か
It might
に
be best to send word for them to come right away.
確かに
Before
確か
any
に
other unsavory characters move
今
in.
なら
Of course.
安全かもし
I'll
れない
send
ね。
orders for them to depart immediately. Leave it with me, my lord.
クライブ同行した方がいいんじゃないか。さすがにしてるか。お、しばらくしてまたこの風車が動く時が来るということか。
Home. Without masters.
No.
We're the masters now. Our lives are our own at last.
That's all of them, and not a single Akashek in sight. Now to begin the important work of rebuilding the place. It won't be easy, especially not after 5 years of beasts and blackguards having their wicked way.
でも逆に言えばすぐ住める状態だろうからあれだね。
But half the beams are rotted. Those that weren't
根城にしてたってことは食料とかも残ってそう。
It'll take a bit of elbow grease, but we'll see Eastpool rise again. Just you wait.
So wait. Lady Hannah is buried here.
そうなんだ。ハンナ
If you
の
don't mind,
ハンナさんのお墓
I'd
も。
like Oscar to join the rebuilding efforts. He should be a part of this.
Of course. I couldn't agree more.
I'll let Martha know that everyone arrived safely. If you need anything more, you have only to send a Stolas.
And we will, my lord. Safe travels.
Eastpool lives again.
いやほんと
Let's
そう
go
よ
and。tell Martha the good news.
First things first, we'll need to get a few of these roofs seen to.
でもあれだな。
Wouldn't want to be caught in a storm without
ハン
any
ナさんのお
shelter.
家もうすでにちゃんと板張ってあるね。壊されたところ。
I'd better get this well back in working order.
あー水ね。確かに出るのかなちゃんと。なんかシドの隠れ家のあの気候はこっちには使えないのかな。なんか教えてあげたら良さそうな気がするけど。あ、これかお墓。
They all died, didn't they? The ones who were here before us.
そうなんです。悲しい事故でした。あ、イーストプール873年。我らの胸にこの火を絶やさぬよう。あれか。ガブたちがあの後建ててくれたってことだね。
Well, there's a lot that needs doing, and no mistake. We'll have to fatten the bearers up a bit so they can pull their weight and actually make a difference.
どうなんだろう。でもまだでマーサさんのところのベアラーって結構疲弊してるベアラーが多いはずだから、確かにそういう意味ではウェイドたちが結構頑張らないと間に合わないかもしれないよな。かといって村の外の警備とかもあるだろうから、なかなか大変かもしれないよね。確かに言われてみれば。あ、でもそんなにパッと見石化が進んでる感じではないから、まだ元気なベアラーもいるのかな。
Ah, there you are. All went well then. Sir Wade told me you got rid of the bandits while his lot kept an eye out.
あっさりでした。
Nicely done.
そんなに強いやつもいな
About
かっ
some
た。
shape-shifting nightmare showing up. On second thoughts, don't tell me.
困った時はお互い様だからね。一番困ってる時に助けてもらってるからな。
And now we can build our new village.
I suppose it will be.
あ、そうじゃん。名前。
What will you call it?
What else? Eastpool. Sir Wade said it best.
村の名前はそのまん
There's
ま。
plenty bad happened to that place.
あー、ウ
But
ェイ
that
ド。
don't undo the good that happened there.
さ
No
すがウ
need
ェイ
to
ド
throw
だ
the
わ。
baby out with the bathwater.
Did Wade say that?
Well, something along those lines. Anyway, the poor souls might have made it to Eastpool, but their work ain't done yet. So the way I see it, neither is mine. If it's food or lumber or strong
い
backs
や、
they
マー
need,
サの支
the
援があっ
rest
た
is
らめ
ready
ちゃ
to
くちゃ
provide it.
心強いだろうな。
No, thank you. You didn't have to help us.
I wanted to.
まだ前編ということなんでね、これ。後編が約束されてるんだよな。立て直し、復興編みたいなのがあるのかな。あ、オスカイーストプール。そうそう。
I heard about Eastpool. That
取り
some
返
of
してき
my
た
fellow
よ。
guardians are to build a new home there, both for themselves and for Madame Martha's bearers. Is it true?
It's true. The village is to be rebuilt.
そう、住めるような状態じゃないらしいから
I
ね。
have many fond memories of Eastpool. When I was a child, we would visit my aunt and uncle often. They would lavish attention upon me as if I were the son they never had. I went to see Aunt Hannah after my uncle passed away, but not nearly as often as I should
い
have.
やー、めっちゃ二人とも
Oscar,
溺愛してそ
I'd like you to assist Sir Wade in the rebuilding efforts.
う。お、
But, my lord, my training is not yet complete. I couldn't
い
possibly.
や大丈夫だ
I
よ。
warned you I might not be the easiest of masters,
そうだそうだ。
but I'm not as hard-hearted as that.
クライブそんなに意地悪じゃないから。
Be with your aunt. Rebuild her home. Is what she would have wanted.
Yes, my lord. Thank you, my lord.
お、いいね。似合ってるよそのポーズ。しっかりお
I will
墓
not
参りして
forget
くる
this
んだよ。
kindness, my lord. I shall go to Eastport, but as soon as the rebuilding work is complete, I promise to return.
結構あれなんだな。クライブにつきっきりではないけど、お仕事してるんだね。まあここも結構忙しいだろうからな。石の剣いろんなところに派遣されてるっぽいし。とりあえずマーサさんに話聞きますかね。Hey マーサ。
Ah, Clive, I was just about to send for you.
Welcome.
I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool.
野菜の
Seeds
種
for
ね。
planting. Thought it was about time they started growing their own food. I'll keep providing them with whatever they need in the meantime, of course. But if Eastpool's going to survive, it's got to
あ
be
そ
able
こ
to fend
黒
for
の大地が
itself.
近いけど
As
大
of
丈夫な
those
のか
poor
な。
bearers. They've lived their whole lives in servitude, but now they're their own masters. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. So it's up to us to teach them.
確かに基本的には無気力になっちゃってるだろうからな。
The wagoners taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Akashic around the village of late.
いい考えです
Sir
ね。
Wade's putting a brave face on it, but I think
育
even
つ
he's
かどうか
starting
が
to
問題だ
worry.
けど。
And if he's likely to share those
まあでも
concerns
小
with
麦
anyone,
畑はま
it's
だ
you.
生きてそうだったから大丈夫なのかな。
All right.
Alright.
Thanks. Wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. There. That
お、
should be
ギ
enough
サ
to
ール
keep
の
me
野菜だ。でも
bizarre
ギサールの野
greens
菜
for
食べれ
years
ないんじゃなか
at
ったっけ。
Gizal greens.
ねえ。
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're
ああ、
hardy,
なるほど
they
ね。
grow
美味しく
fast,
ないけ
and
ど
they fill
育ち
a
は
hole.
早いと。
Better that than something that'll wither away at first frost.
まあ最初はそういうことからね
And chop those
始めると。
which is no small thing.
え、そうな
When
の？
I say all
なんか
of us
調理
need
難
to pull
しい
together
っ
to get
て
this pull back on its
そこの
feet,
横の
I
紙に
mean
書い
all
てあ
of
った気が
us.
するんだけど。
They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right and they're just about
それマーサ
bearable.
さんのちょっと食の好みがあれなだけなんじゃないか？
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do
なんか
with
怪し
them.
いぞこれ。
And if he don't, well, I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
まあまあでも育ててそれがなるっていうその経験に意味があるっていうことなのかな。ここにね書いてあるんだよね。ほら生食不向き炒め物困難煮込み災いのもとっていうね。本当に大丈夫なのかすごい不安なんだけど、誰か天才料理人が現れるかもしれないからな。この町ねもともとね料理人のおじいちゃんがいたとこだから。
Heard the Guardian saying we're supposed to grow our own food.
あーあ、でも選択してる。
Martha sends us are more than enough for me.
マーサさんがくれる分で満足。あー無気力ですね。自分で何かをするという力がないですね。マーサさんのおっしゃる通り。他は意外となんか村人いなくないか。あ、いたいたいたいたいた。
Can't help thinking it would be quicker and easier to take care of the repairs ourselves than
指示待ち人間になっちゃってるってことだよね。
At this rate, only the founder knows when we'll be finished.
まあ一人ねめちゃくちゃ指示ばっかり出せる人がいればいいのかもしれないけど、まあでもそれじゃいつまでたっても自立しないもんね。主従関係を築きたいわけじゃないだろうからなウェイドは。ここでもあそこでも必ず守り手とベアラーが一緒にいる。
Ah, Lord Rossfield.
はい
What
ウェイ
brings
ド。
you to Eastpool?
野菜の種を持ってきたよ。
Martha.
多分美味しくないんだけど。イーストプールに届けるよう渡されたもの。チョコボの好物として知られる野菜で独特な味と匂いが特徴だが調理法を工夫すれば美味しく食べられるらしいけどその工夫の仕方はまだ聞いてきてないっていうね。そこもセットで教えてくれればよかったのにな。
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings then, is she?
あ、やっぱそうなんだ。ウェイドにもわかる。
Of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields. but they'd long since gone to seed. Only without the seeds.
畑とかって
Arthur
ほっ
was
とく
hoping
と
he
どう
might
な
be
っちゃ
able
うん
to
だろ
show
う
the
な。
bearers how to
完
plant
全に
and
使えなくな
tend
っちゃう
these,
のかな。
so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men,
まあそうだ
I
よ
fear that
ね。
all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity as we do. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves, bearers and Guardians alike.
まさにそんな感じだったね。
Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports of...
The Horde is closing in. They're coming, so wait, all of them.
やつら
Damn it all, I thought we'd have more time.
誰だ。
Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The
ちょっと
Horde.
クライブにも教えて
A
よ。
Kashek, a veritable legion of them.
アカシアの群
They've
れ
been。seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while now. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend the village, but...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do, we may just scrape through, but I fear that's rather an enormous if.
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
村の者
You
全
mean
員
the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die, fighting for their lives.
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men? Do they not wish to see Eastpool saved? Though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians.
確かに
What help
確
they
か
are able
に
to offer could still prove the difference between victory and
それはそう
defeat.
だね。まあ、ケアルが得意なベアラとかもいるだろうから
You're
な。
right, my lord. I will appeal to them.
これで一致団結する力が育まれるかもしれない。
My friends, I humbly beg your aid.
ただ装備がなさそ
We
うなのが
Guardians are
不
few
安だ
and
けど
our。enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter, to serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
まあ今まで散々な扱いされてるからな。
But it is worth
お
fighting for.
マーサ
Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves?
おお
Or will you fight like free men and women?
マーサかっこいい。フライパン。あ
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women fighting together.
やっぱ若者の方があれだな、順応力が高いな。
For Eastpool! For Eastpool!
あ、戦いたくないって言ったおじさんだけちょっと困ってる。まあまあまあまあ、そうだよね。仕方がないよね、これは。
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
そうだね。結局盾にしたじゃないかって言われたらあれだからね。まあ、前線は任せてくれよ。クライブとトルガルであらかた倒せるだろうから。
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of my own voice.
いや、それが一
Lord
番
Rosfield,
大事だけどなかなかできないことよ。
So what's the plan of action?
we'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic points around the village. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the
村の中に誘導する
as
の？
best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village.
ねえ。
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at
なかな
all
か攻めた
costs.
戦法だな、ウェイド。
Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square. The perfect place for our most able
大丈夫かな？
warriors to
村
surround
壊れ
them
ちゃわない？
and fall upon them. And for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate the retreat. I'd say you have both in abundance, Wade.
お、指揮
Will
官。
be needed.
ウェイド指揮
Please,
官。
leave the last of the fighting to me.
まあ適任ですね。
And let you have all the glory.
Sir Wade, they're here.
Then you know what you must do. We work together, everyone playing their part.
そうだね、みんなで生き
Shielding
て
the other that no man
村
might
を
fall.
もう一度立ち上げなきゃいけないから
Might
ね。
live on. For Rosaria.
あ
For Rosaria!
あ、ポロザリア。
We've no time to argue, my lord.
いや、もう今のポーズ見たら、がぜん
And I will do as
燃え
you
るわ、
ask.
クライブも。
Suppose we'd better do our bit too then.
マーサも戦うのマジで？フライパンで？
Arthur.
大丈夫？ちょっとブラックソーンに特別製のフライパン作ってもらってからの方がいいんじゃないか？さすがに普通のフライパンじゃアカシアモンスターはちょっと厳しい気がするが。
The calm before the storm.
そっか、クライブは来たやつを倒すだけだ。あー、いっぱい来たね。いっぱい来たね、これね。クライブいてよかったね、本当にね。まずはこう。で、こう。で、さらに寄せてからのパイルドライブ。ステイジャーン。ピストパンチ。これ全部かな。よし、次。あっちからだ。あ、ワンコ。あ、チョコボもいるな。チョコボ厄介だ。いけ。あ、チョコボじゃない、これラプトルだ。ナイス。あっという間だったな、結構。大型モンスターいなくてよかったな。これ大型モンスターがいたらおびき寄せるのも
Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rosfield.
命がけだっただろうから。どうしたの？
Owl from the
出
rest.
たー。
Akashic Curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
あ、まあまあまあまあま
Better
あ。
half of her guard
確
is
かに
here.
確かに。ここで戦うよりは外で戦った方がいいからな。
Pool.
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind us. I could order a detachment or two to fall back and...
OK? じゃあ任せ
Let
よう
them
か。
finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men need you. I'll go after the Curl. Join me only when Eastpool is won.
If you're sure, my lord. May the Founder protect you.
こちらこそ。ウェイドも気をつけてな。さて、リアンノン リアンノンサンド。あー、結構中間地点だな、確かに。ちょっとアビリティ変えるか。はい、アビリティ変えました。芝だったところをタイタンに変えて、ガルダ、バハムト。で、ちょっと変わったのは、中身がですね、これが、メズラーマイズっていう、範囲攻撃だったんですけど、これを、直線攻撃に変えてみました。まあ、1対1になると思うので、まあ、範囲攻撃はそんなにいらないかなという感じですね。あとはレイジングフィスト。ガルーダ枠は近距離連打。で、バハムート枠はどちらかというと回避系、ウィックスとインパルス。で、タイタンブロックの方は必殺技と、遠くから攻撃できるやつ。という感じですね。はい。では向かいましょうか。あ、みんな疲れてる。大丈夫か？マーサ。
Come to tell me an Akashic Curl's heading towards the rest? Get yourself down there. We can handle things here.
任しといて。向こう今人でないだろうからな。
I might not know one end of a sword from the other, but I can roast the bastard.
でも魔法あんま使っちゃダメだよ。石化しちゃうから。頼もしいけど、ほどほどにね。ウェイド。
Call was sighted on Rhiannon's ride back towards Martha's Rest. Found a speed you, my lord.
ありがとうウェイド。行ってくる。このエモート14に実装してくんないかな。めっちゃやりたい。オッケー。任したよみんな。村はこの辺だな。ここか。あー、クアール系か。なるほどね。
There it is. With me, Toggle.
もうちょっと待って。思った攻撃と違ったわ。ほっ。イカズチ一旦使っちゃおう。よし、ガルダ引っ張れ。ひざまずけ。ダウジ。よし、ナイステイクダウン。結構早いかもしれない。行くぞトラガル。レイジングフィストパンチ。ほい。ウィップクラップ。尻尾か。痛い。パリ。ガウジ削り切りたい。よーしテイクダウン。いいね。インパルスとエイジも入れちゃおう。トルガル。ほっ。やってくるか。ほっ。よしタイタン。あー無理か。いけ。いやーずれた。テイクダウン。いやガルダ引っ張れ。ゴーガウジ。ナイス。エビーでとどめだ。けー。あ、来たクアールのヒゲ。
All right.
All right.
Back to East Pool.
イーストプール大丈夫か？あ、大丈夫そうだね。守りきった感ありますよ。マサいなくないでも。
Lord Rossfield, the curl, is it?
余裕でした。意外と。
Thank the founder for that. And for you, my lord. We were able to eradicate the rest of the horde.
よかったよかった。
I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all seems quiet for now. I hesitate to say it, but I think it might be over.
I think it might.
We did it. We saved Eastpool.
いや、ほんとそうだよな。
Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. It's us who should be thanking you. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold dear.
We never had nothing to call our own before.
ロザリア
Didn't know
魂
it meant
が
to protect it, but now we do. We really
心に
do.
明かり。
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, and still we doubted you. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now, so we have to start acting like it. We have to fight to protect what's ours, to protect Eastpool.
And we shall. We all shall.
ウェイド
This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away,
They'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
いや、これウェイドあれじゃない
This village
か。
isn't gonna rebuild itself.
ロザリアの次期対抗になれるんじゃないか。少なくともこのイーストプールの村長にはなれそうだな。そんなのは望んでませんって言いそうだけど。うん、頼もしいよ、本当に。
no. They're Rosarians. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight. And I believe if he was still with us today, this is
あ
what
ー、
he
なる
would
ほ
have
どね。
wanted.
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord.
い
And
や、で
do
も
what
そ
I
の
can to
志
help
を感
rebuild
じ
the
て、
village. After
それを
all,
受け継いで
this is my
実
home
践で
now
きてるん
too.
だから。
And I could hardly call
いや、ウ
myself
ェイドマジで
Eastpoolian
お
if I
前、
didn't pull
もう
my
本
weight.
当にウェイドこそロザリア
I
の
think
魂
you'll
だわ
find。it's Eastpudlian, Sir Wade.
お、マーサ、
But
大
you
丈夫だ
should
った
be
か。
proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting
結構
outclassed.
宿場も人が溢れて大変って言って
Which
た
I
から
ought to
な
be。getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course. And I'd be counting on yours too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you
お、
get the chance.
なんだ
I ain't paid you for delivering them
やっ
seeds
た
yet.
All right,
ご褒美だ。
I will.
なんだろう。特製フライパンかな。
Lord Rossfield, do you remember our very
いや、
first
覚えてる
mission
よ。
together?
忘れたことなんてない
Clearing the
よ。
goblins from the Stillwind marshes.
How could I forget?
There's
正
one
直
side
あの
that I
時
shall
は
never forget.
ウェイドが多分ギャグキャラなんだろうな
Facing
っ
off
て
against that giant
思ってた
warden.
よ、ウェイド。
Not a
こんな
trace
立
of
派な
fear
やつ
on
になる
your
なん
face.
て。
Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up. When the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor, I thought I may as well just lay down my sword and surrender. But every time, I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and remember what it means to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage. Thanks to you.
So Wade,
Thanks to you
you
だ
have always
よ。
been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria, will be safe in your hands.
Thank you, my lord.
いや、ほんとそう。
I know the rest of the world will be safe in yours.
I'll do my best.
いや、ウェイドこれからも頑張ってくれ、ウェイド。いや、本当にウェイドがいてくれてよかったよ。
Thank you again for all you've done for me and mine, my lord. You may rest assured that Eastpool will
い
be
や、ほん
safe
と
in
この
my
ゲームの
hands.
希望の一つだよ、ウェイドが。
Thanks to you.
希望の光だ。いや、炎だ。もう、お前こそがフェニックスの魂だ。
Hadn't all pulled together. Even you and Martha chipped in. We owe you a debt of gratitude, my lord.
いや、でも行動できただけでね。
Thank you,
偉
my
いよ。
lord. You showed us what it means to fight for what's ours, and we shall strive to follow in your footsteps.
頑張れよ、みんな。いや、ウェイドの元だったらきっと大丈夫だから。困ったらウェイドに何でもいいな。さて、じゃあマーサさん、ご褒美もらいに参りました。何くれるかな。
The hero returns.
ヒーローリターン。いや、今回はヒーローはクライブじゃない
Not
よ。
only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool and all.
I just did what I could.
そうそう、全然力あるものは力を振るうべきだからね。
Take it before I change my mind.
とは言いつつ何かな。
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you, Martha.
So, East Pool's finally back on its feet again. And a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought we'd see that day, eh?
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves, thinking for themselves, working for themselves.
まあでもそのきっかけって難しいからな。
But not even hidden away.
マーサの演説めちゃめちゃ聞いたよ。
You know, bearers living free like that reminds me of when I first
使徒との出会い。あ、それ全然聞いてなかった。最悪だったんだ。
I take it you didn't always see eye to eye. What happened?
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid.
シドに会う前からやってたんだ。
I met him, or at least how he came to meet me.
すごいな、マーサ。
He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards.
まあそうだよ
Something
ね。
awful anyway. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong.
なるほどね。
After all my hard work. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were?
ぽいぽい。
Well, we both wanted the same thing, to make life better for bearers. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried to change things. He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we?
なんか食べさせてくれるのもしかして。
The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach
これ
neither.
クライブも食べさせてく
That
れる？
sounds like a wonderful idea.
クライブの分はない。クライブの分はないのか。そうか。お家帰ればあるもんね。そうだね。何もらったんだろう。お、マーサの宿の看板だ。ロザリアにあるマーサの宿の看板。宿でマドラム、チョコボが目印。クライブの資質で見ることができる。志半ばで倒れたとしても思いを継いでくれる人がきっといる。だからクライブ安心して進んでいいんだと。先行席100個もいただきました。
Don't worry, Clive. You went alone.
ありがとう、マーサ。
Whenever you find yourself in need, be it of money, men,
食べ
or
たい
hot stew,
今食べ
the
たい
stable's door is always open.
今作ってよ。できればそのギサールの野菜を美味しく調理する方法も教えてよ。いやでもあれだよな。エルウィン様のね、ベアラを自立させようとしてたのすごいことだと思うけど、結果的にそれがママ的には気に食わなくて、こうなる一因を作ってしまったっていうのもなかなか辛い話だよな。やったことが悪いことでは絶対ないはずなんだけど、何かをなそうとするとそれに付随して何かが起きるよね。っていうかオスカー、っていう かオスカーお前来なかったな。私てっきりオスカーお前来るのかと思ったけど、もういつまで仕事しとんねん。もう一番大事なところにいなかったぞお前。まったく。お手紙。小さな勇気。あ、マーサから。このロザリアの地でベアラーと人が心を共にして戦えたことを私は誇りに思う。昔のロザリア公国はもうないけれど、エルウィン様の願いは今でも人々の心に残り続けていた。大きな変化にはまだ時間がかかるかもしれないが、小さな勇気から人の心は少しずつ変わっていくことができる。勇気を出したイーストプールのみんなに負けないように、私も自分の仕事を頑張るよ。いやマジでマーサかっこいい女の人だな。看板並んでる。カンターのところと2個並んでるよ。ロザリアにあるマーサの看板ね。シドと協力しながらベアラーを保護し続けてきたマーサ。彼女たちの志と思いはこれからも受け継がれていく。ベアラーが自ら歩み始めたイーストプールのように。いや、いいね。チョコボの看板かわいい。